Welcome back to Hidden Truth, Christian Apologists Unveiled. Today we're diving deep into a very important topic, the so-called Islamic dilemma, and why it's actually not a dilemma at all. And trust me, it's way more than just confusing Quran verses thrown around by Christian apologists. Now, to help me break this down, I've got my usual partner in crime, Mr. Joker. Say hi.
Hey. Ready to blow some minds and drop some truth bombs? Or at least some truth fireworks.
All right, but let's keep it serious when it counts, Joker. Because what we're about to explain affects how millions think about the Quran, the Bible, and the so-called Islamic dilemma.
Serious? Me? You're gonna regret that. But hey, I'll behave, mostly. So, what's this dilemma? Sounds like a fancy word for we don't know what's going on, right?
Exactly. Many people get confused when Christian apologists say the Quran confirms the Bible. Some even change their views about the Bible, the Gospel, thinking it must be true because of these confirmations. Others say, okay, maybe the Quran confirms some parts of the Bible, but not all, and that's where things get tricky.
So basically, we've got a group saying, Quran confirms Bible, and another going, nah, just some parts. It's like a religious remix album, one side wants the full track, the other just the singles.
Exactly. But here's the thing. The books the Quran confirms are actually different from what we call the Bible today. And some people refuse to admit this. They try to squeeze those books to fit into the Bible shape.
Like trying to jam a square peg into a round Bible. Spoiler alert, it doesn't fit.
Right? And then there's a group that says the Quran confirms some parts of the Bible to make the Christian apologists seem right. But is the blame on those people or on the apologists themselves?
I say blame both. The apologists for the confusion, and the others for playing into it. It's like blaming the chef and the diner for a burnt dinner.
Exactly. So why do people say the Quran confirms some part of the Bible, but not all? Because Christian apologists use this to ask, is that part the angel? Which then suggests, hey, the angel is inside the Bible somewhere.
And if the angel's inside, then the whole Bible must be the angel. Like hiding a cat inside a dog and saying, look, it's a dog cat.
Great analogy. But here's the problem. Both groups believe the Quran and Bible have similarities and disagreements. So they get stuck pushing this Islamic dilemma idea. And along with this confusion come four things. Something questionable. Something that seems true but isn't certain. Confusion itself. Truth mixed with lies.
Sounds like my last birthday party. Except less cake. And more arguments.
All right, let's get serious. First, what is the so-called Islamic dilemma? We'll let Mr. Godlogic explain it. Ready, Joker?
All right. The Quran confirms the Bible, but it confirms the Bible while it also contradicts the Bible. So, since it confirms the Bible is true. Since the Quran contradicts the Bible, that means that the Quran is false. If the Bible is false and corrupted, then the Quran is still false because it is confirming a false, corrupted book. So either way you go, if the Bible is true like the Quran says, then the Quran is false because it contradicts it. If the Bible is false and corrupted like Muslims say, then the Quran is still false for confirming a false, corrupted book. That's the dilemma.
Godlogic says the Quran confirms the Bible. That's because of similarities and agreements between the two books. But does that mean it's true?
Hold up. Wait a minute. If the Quran confirms the Bible, then it must mention the word Bible, right?
Exactly. And guess what? The Quran doesn't mention the word Bible even once.
Plot twist. It's like saying, I love ice cream, but you never mention the word ice cream anywhere.
So, what does the Quran say confirms? It confirms the Gospel, Injil, the Torah, and the Psalms, not the Bible.
Wait. So the Quran is confirming books, not the big Bible box set? Mind equals blown.
Here are some Quran verses. Chapter 5, verse 46. We gave him the Gospel, which confirmed what came before it of the Torah. Chapter 17, verse 55. And we gave David the Psalms. Chapter 3, verse 3. The Quran confirms the previous scriptures, the Gospel, Torah, and Psalms. Christian apologists mix truth with falsehood by saying Quran confirms Bible, but the Quran never even says Bible.
This is like calling your pet goldfish a tiger just because it has stripes.
Now, what about the Injil and the Bible? The Injil, according to the Quran, is the revelation given to Jesus. The Bible, on the other hand, is a collection of many books for Gospels, letters, and more.
So you're telling me the Injil is like a single episode of a TV show, but the Bible is the entire season box set?
Exactly. And if the Bible was the Injil, that would mean Moses was given the entire Old and New Testaments plus Psalms all at once, which isn't true.
That's like saying Moses was the original Netflix subscriber. Spoiler alert, he wasn't.
So, important questions. Was the Bible revealed to Jesus? Is the Bible as a whole the Word of God? Did the Bible come to confirm the books before it? The Bible itself doesn't answer these honestly because it contains words of God, words of the prophets, and words of historians.
So it's a bit like a mixed bag of chips, some salty, some sweet, some crunchy, but not all the same flavor.
Exactly. And how can anyone say the Quran confirms such a mixed book, or that Jesus was given this entire Bible?
Mark 1 verse 14 tells us Jesus preached one gospel, the gospel of God. The Bible has 4. So who's telling the truth here?
So there you have it. The Islamic dilemma isn't a dilemma at all once you understand the facts. The Quran confirms the Torah, the Gospel, Injil, and the Psalms, not the Bible. Christian apologists have mixed truth with falsehood, and the truth is clearer than many realize.
And that's the hidden truth, folks. Now, who's up for some popcorn and more debates? Because I'm just getting started.
That's it for today. If you want more deep dives exposing these apologist claims, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Until next time, stay sharp and keep seeking the truth.